of industrial transformation. So we will just wait for a few more seconds or minutes. We are literally counting. I hope our speakers had a good round of discussions in the morning. I hope all of you could exchange cards and exchange notes. I have, I'm very proud that the NAMTech team could invite all of you here. For the last 2 weeks, we've been speaking to all of you, and I'm glad that all of you could make it here today. So thank you so much. We will just wait for a little bit.
Story is being drafted by the kind of AI that's been used to make this video, but industrial AI, which when deployed at scale across factories, production systems, and industrial value chains, holds the power to reimagine manufacturing and propel India into an era of unprecedented growth. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, also envisions AI professionals as the core architects of India's future. Professionals who can work seamlessly across cloud platforms, edge devices, and high-performance computing environments to power intelligent factories and manufacturing ecosystems. However, as India works towards building this future and competes for a position of global leadership in smart manufacturing, the biggest challenge it faces is the limited availability of talent. To address this urgency, a National Manufacturing Engineering and Technology (MET) platform is being envisaged. This platform brings together industry, academia, and government in a shared governance and execution model to place manufacturing at the core of India's accelerated growth and decarbonization agenda. NAMTech, India's first MET Institute, is the convener and catalyst of the MET platform.
Thank you so much for coming in. Good morning, sir. Shri Amitesh ji, will you kindly take the dais as well? Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Good morning and a very warm welcome to all of you once again. It's a privilege for NAMTech to convene this strategic dialogue on AI for manufacturing, engineering, and technology, powering India's MET ecosystem under the leadership of the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Your presence here today reflects a shared belief that AI is not merely a digital tool, but a foundational driver of India's next phase of industrial transformation. Without much ado, I call upon Dr. Ibrahim Hafizur Rahman to deliver his address on the topic. Thank you so much.
Honorable Minister, Honorable Chancellor of MIT, Professor Grimson, distinguished leaders of the industry and academia, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this roundtable. Welcome to this. Our focus is on AI for manufacturing, engineering, and technology. It's a privilege to have all of you here today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the concept white paper that we have initiated. We have initiated it under the aegis of the ministry, with support from the ministry, but also with active participation of the industry leaders. Some of you have already started to contribute to it, and the academia. The idea is to take the work that we had initiated last year in May, to take forward what the Honorable Prime Minister has envisaged for manufacturing to be contributing in a major way to the growth of the country, of contributing to more than 25% to GDP. So we take that idea forward, and with that, NAMTech has been working on this MET concept of manufacturing, engineering, technology. We had convened under the aegis of the Honorable Minister last year in May, where we had discussed the kind of interventions that are required, and now that work is being taken forward through this, where we want to see MET integrate with AI, as AI is reshaping not only the industry, but also the entire ecosystem as we develop it. One of the key elements that's going to happen is that AI is going to contribute majorly to our GDP and to take the GDP forward. And in this process, manufacturing is going to be a central element. What we are proposing here is to look at the challenges that we face vis-a-vis the how AI needs to be rolled out from a manufacturing point of view, the complexity therein, but also the issue of inclusivity. It's not only taking AI to the big industries and to the corporates, but more importantly to the MSMEs and to the rural ecosystem of micro enterprises that we have. So that is important for us. What we have planned to do is to launch not only the concept white paper, but initiate an executive council which is led by the policymakers, but also industry, as well as academia, to come together to shape the white paper. This event is not a one-off event. It's, as I said, a continuity of the effort that was initiated in May. It is going to be continuity in terms of we group together. As I said, we already have got excellent inputs from the industry, from the academia. Some of the leaders are already here. We've had interactions with the Secretary MET, with other leaders at MET in order to shape this. Some of the elements are indicated here. For instance, looking at data unification, looking at data security elements, looking at elements which focus on creating test beds for the industry, where some of the AI elements can be tested together in a cluster approach, where there is coming together of different players, of the academia to come forward on the innovation and on translational research pathways of using AI, not only for solutioning at the industry level, but using AI for pedagogy as well, where we can impart education. So these are some of the things that we have initiated. What we want to do is that with the Executive Council, in the next course of next 3 to 6 months, we'll work together with you to give this a shape, and then we will present it to the Honorable Minister and to METI to really action it as part of the AI mission that we have. We are short of time. I would request the Honorable Minister to unveil the concept. There is the barcode on which you can use the barcode to really look at the paper and the concept that is there. But as I said, this is just the beginning. We look forward to your collaboration, your cooperation, and your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hafiz. Will you kindly present it to the Honorable Minister to release it? Professor Grimson, Amitesh ji, Sanjay. Today's convening and the launch of the white paper on AI for manufacturing represents an important step in shaping this collective roadmap. Our objective is clear: to move beyond pilots to scale adoption, particularly among MSMEs, to build an industry-ready, AI-enabled workforce. Thank you so much. May I call upon the Honorable Minister to kindly deliver his address and talk to us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Team Namtech, and all the distinguished leaders present here. AI is transforming practically every aspect of our life, and manufacturing certainly is going to be transformed in a very big way. In fact, what we call AI today started primarily in the manufacturing and the industrial sector way back in the early 2000s, when the convergence of compute, sensors, and communication started happening. Cost of all the three started happening in early 2000, 2005, 2010. Then came the use of algorithms for maintenance, for manufacturing, for supply chain management, for quality checks, And all those algorithms really made a huge difference in productivity across different sectors, whether it is transportation, energy, um, different types of manufacturing. It made a very big difference. And now with generative AI and with the models becoming more and more powerful, today frontier models are becoming open source and available to practically everybody just with a lag of 5 to 6 months. And more efficient models are today available in the edge at very small footprint. With that kind of change which is happening, it's now possible to put a model in a specific machine, train it for that particular machine, get the actual reliability and the productivity gains which are required from one particular machine. That thing is now actually possible. With that as the theme which is unfolding before us, with that as the development which is happening in front of us, we have a huge potential to come up with new solutions. And my request to the team Namtech would be to use this opportunity to develop that next level of talent, next level of workforce, next level of pipeline for the MSMEs, where India can emerge as the major manufacturer of precision components, major manufacturer of precision equipment. Already the gains which you have seen in the last few years are visible. Today we have some of the most important manufacturers which require the precision components. They are setting up their supply chains in India because of the availability of people who can do precision manufacturing at scale. Applied materials, Lam Research, some of the space and aerospace and defense manufacturers, they are all setting up their supply chains here in India. So this is the right opportunity. Congratulations to Team Namtech, and big thanks to MIT for being with us in this journey. As I've said in the past, if I take rebirth, I would like to be educated at MIT. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey. Thank you.
We are deeply honored by the leadership and vision of the Honorable Minister and by the participation of the distinguished guests here. May I now call upon Dr. Eric Grimson of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Dr. Eric has been a great friend and supporter of what Namtech does. Thank you so much. Will you kindly address the gathering?
Thank you. And Minister, as I've said before, we would welcome you as a student at MIT. When you're tired of doing what you're doing now, you can come and take a drink from the fire hose. Thank you for joining us today. I want to just say a few remarks. You've heard some of these already. But India's journey towards Viksit Bharat 2047 will be shaped decisively by the strength, competitiveness, and sustainability of its manufacturing sector. And to support that transition, as you've heard, a National Manufacturing, Engineering, and Technology, or MET platform, was conceived in order to position India's MET sector as a driver of economic growth, employment creation, technological self-reliance, and sustainable development. With the support from the ministry, the MET platform was launched in May of 2025 by its founding members, Namtech and MIT, through the MET Roundtable that was chaired by the Honorable Minister at that time. And it's conceived as a co-owned, co-led national mechanism aligned with the objectives of Viksit Bharat, which I'm sure I'm mispronouncing, but bear with me. AI is emerging, as you know, as a core technology shaping the future of global manufacturing. Manufacturing is expected to be among the largest contributors to the projected US $15 trillion increase in global output by 2040. Manufacturing strength in the future, though, is going to depend on systems that are agile, economically efficient, scalable, and repeatable. And the minister has already highlighted some of those so nicely. Systems need to adapt rapidly to changes in design or process. They need to detect and react to equipment degradation before it brings a line down. They need to quickly adapt to supply chain demands as production demands change. They need to reduce impact on the environment. And AI methods can greatly help with all of those pieces. But many of the MSMEs lack the ability to easily integrate AI into their systems. Their workforces are not experienced in AI. It's hard to find talent to apply AI to manufacturing. Their supply chains are not designed to adapt quickly to new opportunities and needs. Acquiring sufficient data to train the systems can be challenging, especially when those data sets are an advantage to a particular company. And their systems are often slow to reconfigure for new products or changes in design. The next phase of India's AI journey will be defined by its ability to move from capability to application, embedding AI across industry, enterprises, and MSIs, investing in skills at scale, and ensuring that innovation remains inclusive. There'll be many pieces of this, but key elements will be things like workforce upskilling, whether that's online courses or curricular development with partners coupling online instruction with hands-on experiences or case studies specific to the needs of Indian industries. Data governance standards to allow for easy sharing when appropriate of data sets. Creation of shared test beds to ensure that what is developed is going to apply across industries. Tools to track factory equipment performance, early detection of maintenance needs before a disaster happens. Embedding AI into design processes, as the minister already highlighted. Tracking supply chain needs as processes scale or adapt. And this requires, in my view, and I think many others, sustained collaboration across academia, industry, and government to build systems that can translate research and technology into real-world applications. To meet this need, the MIT, or the MET platform rather, in partnership with MIT, has instituted AI for MET as a focused national initiative. And as you heard, the creation of an AI for MET expert council will help guide this transition moving forward. It'll look at talent and workforce transformation, applied AI and industrial innovation, and scalable and inclusive AI adoption. AI has the potential to dramatically change what happens to industry. It also has the potential to do things that we don't really want to see happen. And part of what I hope that this council will do and this collaboration will do is set standards for the use of AI in ways that are productive for the country, for the industry, for academia, while building in the safeguards to ensure that they are not used in ways that damage or undercut that kind of capability. At MIT, we look forward to partnering with India, with industry, with academia, with the government, to help propel this AI in MET transformation to change the way manufacturing is done. I hope not just here in India, but we borrow a little bit to bring back to the United States as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Grimson. We have a set of leaders from academia and industry here in the room. You, all of us, we have always gone to you for any help, for any clarification when we needed our curriculum to be vetted, when we wanted help on how do we structure and design our labs and our equipment. So thank you, all of you, for being here. I will hand over the dais to Dr. Krishnan Balasubramaniam, Institute Professor of IIT Madras, one of our advisory council leaders who will chair the next session of our roundtable. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nandini. And no, please. We hope that you can listen from the industry back. So, okay, sure. So today, what we're going to do is we have many eminent academicians and many eminent industrialists who are here. And what we're going to do is to hear from them and request them to make one or two what I call impact statements, so that the minister can take back from that. So we have 4 themes in which we're going to request. The first theme is called AI infrastructure and secure connectivity. It's a very big topic, and I request Vinod Karmampolai from Cisco to get started. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. What the esteemed professor did not tell us was he wanted to say this line ever since Chak De India came about, and Shah Rukh Khan made that 70-minute speech. The speech here was 70 second hai tumhare liye. So this is my 70 second on my AI journey. Thank you. We could listen to the vision that has been set forward, and we could listen to, I was so happy to hear when you mentioned Edge AI, that is something that I work with a couple of my colleagues who are sitting over here as we further for the industry. The way we see it, I think within about 5 square kilometers of here, all of us are spending time, energy, and some people billions of dollars, and the whole world a few trillions of dollars to make this industry what it is at the moment. 3 challenges which we need to overcome together, and we are playing a role in trying to shift all of them. The first is infrastructure. Compute, you've taken a fantastic moonshot in India to try and do it. It is reaching across to the people. It will transform the world for sure, actually. Power, we're still on the journey. The renewable power trajectory is helping us, and I'm sure some of the people over here are helping shape that as we move forward. The third in that is data and the security gap, actually. Still an area, we are all talking about it. All of us have enough WhatsApp forwards on that, so I'm not going to beleaguer on this. But these are 3 areas where at least we are working very closely with our friends in the industry and with customers. All of us are customers at the end of it when we try and do it. The second one, I think the most important one, and I've heard the minister talk about it in various forums, the trust deficit, right? What will make us use the systems? How can we secure AI, and how do we have security for AI and security in AI, right? That's another angle that we are keenly working with, and none of this is possible without all of us in this room and around here trying to shape it up. The last one is the data gap. We've taken almost all the data, pumped it into most of our engines and trying to sugar it out. But that is not going to make sense till we create those wonderfully little models which are economical and available, specifically in case of what we're talking over here, through all the MSMEs that our country will operate on as we move forward. With that, I just want to end the fact that we talk about often. One thing I'm pretty sure, while we have these challenges and we will stumble and learn and accelerate on all of them, one area that we should be doing very well is definitely skilling. And NAMTech goes a long way in shaping that up. We believe so. That is the reason that we are partnering to help shape this up under the aegis of the ministry. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, and yeah, probably we'll bring the mic to you.
That's what I
Yeah, next is from the software side, Praveen Panchanknola, please. And do limit it to 70 seconds.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Vinod. Without much ado, I'll just pick it up from where Vinod left on security and trust. And since the time I've been in this industry for the last 30 years, we talked about connecting sensors to shop floor to boardroom, connectivity all across, and I think that's come of age. But everything which is connected is vulnerable. It's like human emotions. If you're connected, you're vulnerable, and it needs to get secure. But security shouldn't slow us down like a car which has got all airbags, gives us the confidence to move forward. If you're able to infuse the right security in our systems, that is something that helps us to move forward. Whether it is on premise, whether it is on cloud, whether it is on the edge, whether it could be moving asset like a connected car, everything needs to be secure by design. And we speak about zero trust security, which means you don't trust anything, you first secure it and then verify it. It's like a human entry into a company. You have an access card and a badge. You always have to authenticate, verify, encrypt across all elements of the ecosystem. And that's very, very critical. The good news, however, is that today's systems are completely defined to keep this in order. You have models which can work on the cloud, but the application can be on premise, like a visual inspection system is in the plant, but the model is running on the cloud. And it's end-to-end secure. The same security applies across the value chain. So, and these companies like us are working with authorities like the device authority, with standards like IEC, and NST to make sure this is universally interoperable and to that extent takes it forward. And there's a living case here. One of our largest customers, L&T, for example, has connected 11,000 devices across 500 different sites in a secure way. So the only way micro SMEs can go forward with this is have software as a service, have AI infused, and I think, as I said earlier, if you're able to design it in the right way, it will help us to move faster and not slow us down.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Yeah, so we move to the next theme, which is,
We'll just do this one first. I'm
Yes.
so sorry. Can you move to the third theme?
okay, we'll go to the third theme, and that theme is called Intelligent Automation and Competitiveness. And request Bobby Mitra from Tata Electronics.
Hi, good morning, and Honorable Minister, very encouraged by everything you have done for the country. At Tata Electronics, our focus is AI-first manufacturing in semiconductor fab, OSAT, as well as electronics manufacturing. Now, what I mean by AI-first manufacturing is there are 3 layers of intelligence, and each of these are pretty intelligent compared to what the factories that we always think. At the lowermost layer, it is visibility. See, if you visualize a factory, just everything being visible, every equipment, there are thousands of equipment. Minister talked about all the equipment. Every equipment has thousands of sensors. He also talked about it so eloquently. Every signal of every equipment, every material being visible. That's a very huge deal. So that is what we call visibility. Intelligence of AI through visibility, observability. We do not want to stop there. We want to go one level. After you see what is going on at the factory through AI, you want to get insights, right? From what is happening, how it is, why is it happening, to what's the reason why it is happening. That's the insight. And that is the root cause analysis. There's so much of data, there's so much of machine sensors, but why is the yield low? Why is the throughput low? That is the intelligence of the next level. Not just the what is happening, but why is it happening? That's the next level of intelligence. So that is going from visibility to insights. We are not stopping there. We are going to the holy grail of intelligence, and that is foresight. What will happen? What will happen? So that's where prediction, that's where synthetic AI is very important. I mean, you are looking at defects. You cannot conceive of all possible bad material. You have to synthesize AI. So that is synthetic AI. AI opens up this whole plethora of opportunities from visibility, which is observability, to insights, to foresights.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Mr. Srinivasan Iyengar from Intel, please.
Thank you. First of all, Minister, thank you very much. MET and NAMTech, hearty congratulations to you guys for a fabulous journey that you guys have taken on. At Intel, we know a little bit about manufacturing because we are in that space of advanced packaging and advanced technology. And what I can say is, just like my colleague here, Bobby Mitra, said, the amount of sensors, the amount of data, and the amount of different pressure, temperature, and different physical conditions that the equipments get exposed to create a lot of variations in the process. And obviously, silicon is at a very high premium today. So your whole idea is to kind of make sure that your losses on silicon and the yield is almost optimal, and your losses are not that much seen. So we've been doing this a lot. To name one example, we have come up with this concept called a cobot. You know about a robo or a robot, which basically helps you. Most of the defect is handled by a robot today, or inspection is done by a robot. A collaborative robot which has learned over time, which a ton of data, and the data is premium here because we've been doing processing for a long time. So the collaborative robot is what we call a cobot, and cobot's very active today. And without a cobot today at Intel fabs, we won't get to the yield numbers that we are seeing today. So it's very, very important we kind of continue to do that. In general, to me, intelligence of artificial intelligence and manufacturing are sort of, if I could use the phrase, digital twins. One can't exist without the other, and they've learned to coexist very well. It is not if I need AI or not. It is a must happen. If you want to get into manufacturing, AI is a must happen, and I'm sure India will do and leapfrog the rest of the world very soon. And hearty congratulations again.
Thank you so much. We know more to Mr. Chandramouli Shuran, who
I
is
just
representing
wanted to,
PayPal.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Moli. I think the Honorable Minister, you're okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. As a fellow Wharton alum, I hope that in the next life as well, we get to go to Wharton together. So I'm a little bit of an outsider. I come from PayPal, a fintech. And so I want to bring a different lens to it. If you think about PayPal, we process north of 25 billion transactions every year. Every decision is an AI decision. And I feel like it has a very impactful relevance to the conversation that we are having. You know, both the minister and Dr. Eric spoke about, degradation in the production pipeline. So a great example is that if I look at a transaction, I have to think about both a false positive and a false negative. I cannot allow a bad transaction to go through at the same time. If I prevent a good transaction, then I'm impacting a customer. Same thing on the production line as well. And that's why AI in the manufacturing is so important, and there is so much of learning, that we can all share from each of the industries, right? And so, if you think about MSMEs, they contribute like 30% of the GDP. Now, they don't have access to AI that large organizations have. But this is where Gen AI comes in. If you think about classical AI, which has existed probably since 1960s, the thought process is that I use prediction to figure out the bad and the good, right? So if you're thinking about a line, I can say, hey, this is a defect that's happening through cameras and all of this stuff, and then I can remove it from the line. Now think about it from an MSME perspective. What we need to do is that classical AI helps you find the good and the bad. Where Gen AI comes in is that it says, hey, you know what, there is a bad that is going to happen. Now I'm going to look at all of the documents that I have, the maintenance history, all of the manuals, the vendor manuals, the spare parts, the catalog, and the warehouse, and then say, hey, to the shop floor person, I basically, on their phone, in their own vernacular, I can basically bring it to them and say, hey, this is going to happen. This is the sequence that you need to follow to fix it. That is the power of Gen AI. That is the world we live in. And as collectively, this is what we need to do to solve for MSMEs. This is what we need to get in their hand, right? We don't need them to be data scientists. We basically solve it for them. That is the power of the world that we live in. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I look forward to our first academician, Professor Rahul Banerjee. Please.
Very good morning. This is the time for the new generation of living labs. Living lab as a concept was originally conceived by one of my teachers, Professor Sandy Pentland, and two of his associates in 90s. And over the years, its definition has changed. Now, European network of living labs considers a far more wide definition of involving open co-working spaces, involving multiple stakeholders, not necessarily in a controlled environment like the ones initially Professor Pentland and his team conceived. However, this is the time when we can look somewhere between the two. Consider thousands of, or sometimes even millions of sensors connected in different industrial environments, generating huge amount of data per unit time. And this impacting everything, right from something on the shop floor to certain things which would probably go into the production management, defect identification, prediction for the next supply chain kind of requirement to be taken care of, and so on and so forth. So if we need to do all of this, we have this industrial IoT already in place in many places. We also have a digital replica of industrial environment leading to what we call digital twins. We have mediated reality, AR, VR, MR, all of them together. Depending upon the need we have, all that we need is bringing people working in different sub-aspects or sub-areas together to solve a set of problems which independently, alone, in their respective work setting, they will not be able to do. So this is the age of new generation of living labs. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we go back to theme number 2, which is going to be on green manufacturing and energy optimization. And I request Venu from Hitachi.
Yeah, good afternoon, and Honorable Minister and everybody. And it's really a great pleasure to be here, and a great job under your ministry is being done. Thank you very much, sir. From Hitachi Energy, I give a different lens. We come from the manufacturing. Our products is a bridge between the generation and the consumption. So how is AI and energy is interlinked and these days even intertwined in that? So somebody said in a very layman language, so data center is nothing but a factory. The input is more energy, output is AI. You need a more energy to give a more AI and vice versa in that. But how do we optimize the energy? You also need the same AI agents to optimize it. And we have deployed in two of the things. If I give two examples, one is that the engineering, we have the engineering center in Chennai, 4,000 people. They do engineering for the global projects in that. The AI agents will optimize the engineering and reduce the throughput time more than 30–40% in that. And same is the case we use in our factories, physical AI. We build a large scale transformers, hundreds and hundreds of tons of transformers. We need a large scale things in understanding the behavior of that once we come from the test bed in that. I think the work NAMTech is doing under the MET program is extremely important for scaling up the manufacturing industries in that. You need more of these equipments in India and creating a energy, resilient and energy security standpoint. And the NAMTech kind of, initiatives is really required at a scale and the speed that is required for this transition. We are very happy to be part of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Venu. We now have the first participant from the public sector, Mr. Samir Sharma from NTPC.
Good morning, respected Minister. I represent NTPC, which is the largest power company of India, with a installed capacity of over 85 gigawatt. And we have a very ambitious plan to scale up to 149 gigawatt in 2032, mainly through renewables. So, sir, we are moving towards green energy and also expanding through nuclear. So, on one hand, we have an old fleet of our coal-fired stations, which are by and large operating in automatic mode. But at this point of time, we need to optimize it and bring the automation and to the next level, for which AI is necessary. So, for example, the heat rate of these old stations need to be improved so that they are more efficient and contribute to the present grid. Going towards digital twin, there for a cooling tower, for example, which consume a lot of energy. So there for the fans which are running, we optimize the power which they are consuming. So we save on it, so making it more efficient. Similarly, we have a huge fuel, 1 lakh crore we spend, a large amount is there. So even 1% saving brings a large contribution to India's growth. Finally, in the renewables itself, sir, for example, our solar power stations, already we are using drones with AI-based solutions. So what we are doing, sir, because it's over a large area it is there, so we identify the problems in advance and take corrective actions so that their efficiency remains. So in all these areas, new and the old ones, we are going for this AI technology because we believe only through this technology we can progress and go towards more efficient and greener power for India. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, and thank you for keeping our lights on all the time. And next is my friend Dilip Sawhney from Rockwell Automation.
Sure, thank you so much. Honorable Minister, very inspiring comments, and NAMTech, once again, great congrats on the wonderful work which has happened. So it's very inspiring to see focus not only on manufacturing, but also on green manufacturing and also energy optimization. I want to emphasize a couple of points. First of all, AI can only make impact if it has access to good quality data. We know that AI runs on data, but in the context of manufacturing, you may not know, is amongst the top 3 generators of data. However, this data is very different. It's very hard to access, right? To be able to access it, to be able to process it in a secure manner is very, very critical, right? If you're able to do it, it's generally estimated, just for reference, that only about 1 to 1.5% of manufacturing data is accessible today. So top 3 creators of data, a very little amount which is today accessible. But if you're able to access even a little bit more, the amount of insights you'll be able to gather are going to be great, and these are going to be giving you game-changing insights which will allow you to optimize your operations and really demonstrate the power of predictive quality. If there's going to be a little bit of a model drift which can cause the quality to go out of spec, you can actually take actions before the event occurs, right? And that has far-reaching implications. Last point which I want to make over here is I think India has a great advantage. we have a challenge. A lot of our manufacturing sits in MSME, right? Which until now was more seen as a handicap. But I think at the same time, MSMEs, what they do not have is a lot of technology debt, right? And what India has demonstrated time after time is our ability to leapfrog, as we did with mobile telephony and so forth. And I'm hoping through the use of AI, we're able to do this leapfrogging again and really become a top 3 manufacturing powerhouse. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we go to the fourth theme, cybersecurity, trust and governance. Request Swapna Bapat from Palo Alto Networks.
Honorable Minister, thank you very much for this opportunity. On the topic of cybersecurity, when it comes to manufacturing and IT, I want to start with two examples, unfortunately out of India. Palo Alto Networks gets called proactively to provide security, but we also get called reactively when things go bad. So unfortunately, a couple of unpatched servers brought down an entire manufacturing organization. A fish tank thermometer brought down an entire enterprise. That's how dangerous OT can be if not designed properly. So I'll talk about 3 elements when you design the network and the enterprise for secure OT. First is microsegmentation. Ensure that one farmer who's putting his or her sensor online when breached, does not breach the entire network. Microsegment it. Second, understand behavior analytics of every sensor that you're putting on the network. AI is used today to do that. You just have to ensure it gets implemented from the get-go. Third, use tools like AI for vulnerability assessment and proactive policy recommendation. This is being done today by the good cybersecurity companies. Implement that. So my request to NAMTech, we look forward to partnering with you. We look forward to ensuring that these principles are brought into schools. When the individuals that go into the industry, this becomes a habit, not something they remember later when things have gone bad. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Request Dr. Vivek Mohindra from Dell.
Yeah, Honorable Minister, Mighty and NAMTech, congratulations on this launch. Dell has the broadest portfolio in the industry covering server, storage, networking, and PCs. And we have the number one enterprise AI infrastructure provider in the world. And we have sold over 3,200 AI factories to a lot of the enterprises. So my comments are informed by that global perspective. There are 3 recommendations on that front. The first one, reflecting all the comments that have already been made around the security vulnerabilities, and recognizing that it's better to bring AI to data than data to AI, would be creating affordable edge solutions, which are affordable and can be adopted rather quickly and readily by the MSMEs. Second would be to have validated AI factory solutions for the edge. And this validation necessarily needs to be zero trust in basis, and to make sure that some of the vulnerabilities that we just heard about do not emerge at the edge. And the third, recognizing that humans still remain the biggest vulnerability, and no matter how you implement it, governance plays a big role, which then directly ties into skilling necessary for MSMEs, so they're aware of all the vulnerabilities they may be creating along the way. We as Dell are hugely excited about the opportunity, and we look forward to partnering with you on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Request Ritvik Rath from
Good morning,
HPCL.
Honorable Minister. Yeah. Thank you, and leaders from industry and academia. NAMTech, thank you for this opportunity and talking from a consumer's perspective. As a speaker before me talked about the amount of data that we generate in the manufacturing setup, and I think 6-7 years back, we thought that we need to move to Industry 4.0, bring the data to the fore, so that we get value out of that. But you are doomed if you don't do. If you do also, you have challenges on hand. So for that, sir, since you are here, I thought this is a big opportunity for putting across a lot of expectations. First thing is, we need to have openness in the access of the OT systems, because that is where we see value integrating the OT with the IT systems, so that the supply chain is more robust, it's more agile, and we get better margins for every dollar we spend. Today, that's a major challenge. The second thing is, we have a large set of LLMs which are there, We have different solution providers who are bringing it to us. A major part of this remains unverified. So there is no way we can guarantee that the sets of intelligence that we are using on our data is being rightfully used. So there has to be standards that have to be governance around it, which would ensure that the models that we use are sanitized and they're safe to use. And the third thing, sir, I also go to a lot of academies for picking of students for hiring. It's a big gap between expert students and good workers. So, and when I was speaking to Ms. Dasgupta 2-3 days back before this, I'm happy to note that NAMTech is doing that to help us bridge that, because otherwise it's a big gestation cycle that we have to take them through to make them operational for us. So kudos to you and the ministry for doing all this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. As usual, the academicians always have the last words. So Professor Rajiv Ahuja from IIT Roper, please.
So thank you. And first of all, I would like to thank the minister. And he also comes from IIT, so I can speak more than like the other people. So coming from a young generation IIT Roper, and as you last speaker clearly mentioned about the gap actually this gap is from industry side, not from academia side. Because I am living for last 32 years in Sweden, where industry come to academia, not academia go to industry. So we have to work together actually, and then we can make this AI force which can be employable in your companies, and which you always say that they are not readily employable. So I'm representing here IITs and other engineering colleges, and we are setting up the IoT labs to other private and small engineering colleges, so they can be trained in terms of IoT or any application which is related to AI or in cyber physical system. So AI is going to play a key important role, and IITs are doing that one. And we are already having a MOU with NAMTech, and we are working together with the NAMTech actually. And we want to bring that culture that industry should come to academia, and we should use the academic man force in industry. This will be a two-way process. This cannot be done just always saying that there's a gap, there's a gap, there's a gap. So we have to work together, and AI is going to be played important, and the IITs are going to play a key and important role to make India as a AI in the world leader country. AI is going to play important role, and IITs are going to play important role also. With that, I stop.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Today morning when I got up, I said I have a mission impossible. Thank you to all the speakers to make it possible.
Efficient excellence.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. We are right on the dot. I just want to leave one last message from my side. Every technology needs what I call 3 A's. One is awareness, second is availability, third, most importantly, affordability. I think that's exactly what we need to try to achieve here. With that, I thank the minister, I thank NAMTech, and thank Sanjay and Eric here for being here, and thank you so much, and I will let Nandini take over from here.
Thank you, Professor Krishnan. You are always our savior in many ways, so thank you so much. I will request Shri Amitesh Sinha to kindly deliver the vote of thanks. Thank you, Amitesh ji, for being our supporter right from day one on this event. Thank you.
On behalf of Ministry and NAMTech, I extend sincere thanks to all of you for coming here. We have heard about what kind of skilling we are going to provide through NAMTech, and that is very, very important. And we need your cooperation, your insight, your suggestions in developing the curriculum. Thank you for all. And last but not the least, to Honorable Minister who has spared his time for this event. So we are all thankful to him. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody. As we conclude, we reflect on this dialogue, and we will send out our notes to everybody. May I request all the speakers to come on the front, and we can take a quick photograph with everybody. May I request all the speakers, Praveen? Yeah. Can I have a quick picture with the speakers, please, and the Honorable Minister? Can we do that very quickly? My NAMTech team, if you can usher everybody. Is the picture being taken properly?